In our Bible reading plan, today's reading in Mark included that somewhat strange story of Jesus' encounter with a Gentile woman in the vicinity of Tyre. It's that story where this woman asked Jesus to drive a demon out of her daughter, and Jesus' response is a bit shocking. He says, "First let the children eat all they want, for it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." Now, I don't care how much you like dogs. This doesn't sound good. In Jesus' little riddle, the Israelite people are the children, and she, this woman who's come to ask for healing for her daughter, as a Gentile, she's the dog. What Jesus is essentially saying is, look, my first mission is to the Jewish people. Gentiles like you are second in line. Now, even hearing Jesus say that might make us cringe, but I think less so than the dog analogy. But the woman is undeterred, and she responds, "But even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs." See, your point is that, well, it may be very true that the dogs don't get dished out food from the table until the kids have been fed, in which case the dogs have to wait their turn. What actually happens in Jesus' picture, she's saying, is that in the process of the kids messily eating, there's food that falls to the floor and the dogs happily wolf it down. So the dogs don't actually wait their turn. They eat at the same time, even if it's just crumbs. And on hearing this response, Jesus, I'm sure with a bit of a smirk on his face, says, "For such a reply, you may go. The demon has left your daughter." Now, a couple thoughts about this story. First, while it seems that on the face of things, the story insults the woman, I think it's exactly the opposite. I mean, think about it. Jesus is constantly telling stories that seem cryptic and vague, and lots of times people, including his disciples, don't catch on very well. And this is one of the only times in the Gospels that someone not only deciphers Jesus' riddle so quickly, but also gives such a great response that even Jesus is impressed. She's kind of in a class of her own. And I also note her willingness to be humble. She doesn't take offense. She doesn't argue and tell Jesus that he should have been more politically correct. She's intent to engage Jesus for the sake of her daughter, and if that means that she is the dog in the story, so be it. She can humble herself and accept the premise of the story. And in this way, she certainly looks a whole lot better than say, most of the religious leaders Jesus comes across, who are always so easily offended, to the point that then they're turning around to try and find ways to trick him or capture him or even kill him. Not this woman. She stays engaged, unwilling to take what seems like a no from Jesus as an answer. No, this woman is comfortable in the posture of humility. She doesn't become caustic or bitter about the privilege of others. She doesn't resent their share in God's blessing. She accepts her place and comes, as actually we all need to, as a sinner, poor and needy. Dwight Moody is reported to have said that Jesus sent no one away empty except those who were full of themselves. I think he was onto something. Certainly this woman, who came not with pride but with humble faith, who was empty of herself, in taking that posture, she found in Jesus exactly what her heart desired. So maybe with this story in mind, today would be a good day to do a little character assessment for yourself. Is humility truly a part of your character? Is there any pride that you need yet to ask God to help you deal with? Which way does the needle need to move in your life?